Like when I appear, work.
Welcome to the Man Utd stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday morning and I feel like I was hit by a train last night and I've not recovered. I've not recovered, guys. Where do I start? Where do I bloody start from yesterday? I thought I'd recover. I thought I'd be somewhat like reflective about last night, and I thought I'd be a bit more positive about things going forward. I thought I'd hear Ruben Amorim, I thought I'd hear the players, and they might come up with a decent excuse for why they failed against Wolves. Wolves, guys. I repeat, Wolves at home at Old Trafford, and we failed to win against that team. The team that has been absolutely dreadful throughout this bloody season. I mean, they're the team that everybody wants to play because they know they don't even need to try. They can go out there and win. And before the game, we were talking about, oh, this was a game where we could have actually rested players and brought on our B team, our C team. Any team could have done the bloody job on this team. Wolves at home. I repeat, Wolves. Wolves. And I swear, I woke up this morning thinking, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna wake up and I'll be calm. I'll be relaxed, and I'll be like, yeah, look, it was fine. It was, it happens. It happens. It's a game, and we played all right, didn't we? We played all right, and we don't need to suffer. We don't need to go back and check everything because we played all right. It wasn't as bad as it seemed last night because it's the heat of the moment. You're watching the game. You react to it immediately after. You're pissed off. You're not happy with the result. But then after you reflect on it, after you hear, like I say, the manager come out with some decent excuses as to why his players failed to beat this dreadful team, then, you'll calm down. And about all these other fans who always back the players and the manager despite what's going on, they always come out saying, it's all good, it's fine, it's another blip, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Travis. Just chill out. Travis, you're just being reactive. Just chill out. Just don't worry about it. You just need a bit of patience. I've not heard anything from those fans either. They've disappeared on us. Everybody. They've gone into absolute silent mode. They've gone into stealth mode. Stealth mode. They've just completely disappeared. And they'll be back again. Watch, they will be back again. The manager fan base and the player fan base, the ones that you just always ignore what's actually going on behind the scenes. What is actually going on? These kind of losses, and it feels like a loss. It does not feel like a draw to me. I swear, that 1 point, I'd rather just have allowed that 1 point than to actually sit here today and say, we got a point though, we got a point. I would have rather seen United throw the kitchen bloody sink at them last night and lose. And lose! It would have been less bloody embarrassing. At least we could have turned around and said, actually, do you know what? We went out attacking. And yes, we've got a weak team and they scored past us. Absolutely horrendous. It was just such a poor performance that you start questioning everything that you know about United. And look, I'm Mr. Positive. I am positive. I know I don't seem it. I don't seem it right now. But I actually go on the bloody channel, go and check what video I did yesterday morning. It was all about United and the stats and how good they are and how they're going to perform and how they're going to win against this shitty bloody team. How they're going to win against Wolves, and we're going to kick on, and we've got a chance of going into the Champions League spots and everything. But what we were served up with yesterday is what sums up United in recent years. Absolute chaos. Absolute. You're not even sure whether that's United playing. If you switch the colours on your TV screen or whatever you're watching it on, and you can't see it's Man United playing, you wouldn't think it's United. You'd think it's some shitty team. We made bloody Wolves look like a class team last night. We made them look bloody brilliant. And I keep saying Wolves. It was Wolves. It wasn't even a decent bloody team. And we made them look like a team that turned up to Old Trafford and played head on against United. They were 50-50. In fact, if you were being completely independent and objective, you would say that Wolves had the better chances and they could have actually finished the game 2-1 if it wasn't for Senny Lemons. Let's be honest. We got away with a draw. We should be actually happy. We should be like, oh my God, thank God. Thank God we didn't actually lose, because that's how close we came to losing. We had no excuses last night. No excuses. I saw Ruben Amorim's post-match press conference, and I was thinking, right, okay, let's see what he says. Let's see what he comes out with. Let's see, because I always like to give the benefit of doubt. You know what I'm like. If you've been watching me, I always like to give the benefit of the doubt to the manager, to the players. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I don't want to be saying, oh, look, do you know what? I'm gonna just pass judgment just because of this result. But what I'm seeing, guys, it's now really worrying me. It's really, really come to that stage where I keep coming back. It's like that, toxic relationship. You keep going back to that toxic relationship, despite you knowing deep down that this isn't good for you, that it's going to happen again. The cheating, the abuse, it's going to happen again and again. Yes, they apologise. You go back and he said, yeah, okay, so everything's going to be fine. That's what I feel like United are like with us right now. The fan base need to wake up. I'm not going to accept it. And I don't want everybody else to accept it either. I want other fans to wake up. And that's my job right now. My job is to let every other gullible fan, every other fan who's blinded by the love of the club, to wake up and not let these players, this manager, this ownership take you in just because you love the club. And we all love the club, right? But we have to step back. We have to step back and look at what's going on. They're absolutely doing us over, guys. They're shafting us. Everybody at the club is doing us over. The fan base, the ones that keep the club going, the ones that feed the finances, the ones that pay to go and watch in the freezing bloody cold. And last night, I was upset. I was upset because I've got friends who've gone out there, gone to Old Trafford, spent the day travelling. They make their plans. And it's not just because they live around close to Old Trafford that it doesn't take them long. It still takes you a long time. It still, you have to plan your day. You have to go there an hour or two early, walk there, whatever you're doing, driving there. It's still a ball ache. You're still having to go there. You're still having to take time out of your day to go and watch United in the freezing bloody cold. And that's what you served up with after you've paid good bloody money? Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish, guys. And that's why I was upset last night. I was like, my God, I would have been one of those guys. I would have been there freezing my flipping balls off last night, watching this shit. And I know what I would be doing. I'd be the one booing. I'd be the one saying, no, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. There's no other club, top club in world football, that would accept that kind of performance. You look at the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid and you ask the question, why are they always so successful? Why do they continue to win the Champions League, the leagues? Why do they do that? Why are those teams always up there? Why do all the players join them? And it's because they don't accept anything but the best. Their standards are high and they maintain them there. We see Real Madrid fans leaving. They've got Mbappe playing for them. They've got Vinicius Jr. playing for them. Yet they will throw them under the bus if they don't perform. They'll say, fuck you, Mbappe. We don't give a shit who you are. If you're not performing, we're going to call you out. Yet this fan base, United fan base, we make up excuses for the players. We're like, oh no, but he's all right. He did all right. Yeah, he had an off game. Bullshit. These players need to be called out. They're letting us down every single game. Every time we think we've turned a corner, every time we think, yes, we're cooking, we're doing well, bang, they hit us again. They're like, don't get comfortable, guys. We fooled you again. You thought we were turning a corner, but we're just the same United players that have been here for many years and have screwed you over. But the problem is we're not getting any solution to these guys. We're getting owners who've come in Ineos who are just as bad. We've got Ruben Amorim, who I'm telling you guys, I've had my doubts about him for a long time. But now, unfortunately, he's proving them right to me. This guy's learning on the job. He's got no experience in tactical management. He might be good at man management, might be, by the way, because you got to even look at his track record. He didn't fix things with Rashford. He didn't fix things with Garnacho. Any decent manager who knows how to manage would be able to sort out them relationships, would be able to put his arm around certain players and say, get your shit together. Come on, this is Man United. Look what he's doing with Kobe Mainoo. For me, those are huge issues. For me, when I look at that, I think, well, do you know what? These kind of things a top manager has to get ahead of. It was absolutely awful last night. Awful performance. I don't even know what else to say. I've run out of bloody excuses. And I'm just gonna give it to you like I'm seeing it. I'm not gonna actually sugarcoat anything. Screw that, man. I don't give a shit if there's some viewers who don't like this, right? Some viewers come on and they're like, oh, Travis, you're extra negative and you're going after the manager and the players. But what else do you want me to do? I'm calling out what I'm seeing. I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm calling out what I'm seeing, and I also understand the importance of having standards at club. We might as well give up then. If you're telling me that that's fine, last night's performance is okay, we can accept that performance, then we might as well not bother. What's the point of competing for the Champions League or the Premier League? We might as well say, look, yeah, actually, we're happy with 15th. We might as well stick with 15th place then. We might as well. We might as well go along, pay the good money, watch United play, and say, yeah, look, anything will do as long as we don't get relegated. Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want me to be like? Because if that's the type of fan you want me to be, I can't be that fan. I can't. Because I want the very best for Man United. And for me, the very best is going and competing in every single competition and making sure you're thereabouts, always competing. Always competing. And what I'm seeing right now is a United that have no idea what they're doing. Ruben Amorim, Newcastle, plays the formation, a different system. It works, ticks all the boxes, looks good. We look more solid. We look like we're controlling the game. And what does he do next game? It's like he's self-sabotaging. It's like he wants to screw things up for whatever reason. I have no idea. It's like someone saying, like he enjoys the torture. He enjoys failing. That's what Ruben Amorim did yesterday. He's like, yeah, it worked. Last game, it worked with Newcastle. I'll tell you what, I'll scrap that idea. I'm going to go back to what doesn't work. I'll go back to what doesn't work. Absolute idiot. Absolute idiot. Anyway, I'm going to go to the chat because I want to have your input as well. I want to see what the rest of you guys are thinking about last night's game. Have you recovered? Have you overcome the disappointment? Or are you the same? Are you the same? Are you understanding what I'm looking at the game as and saying the same thing? Or are you the fan who's saying, no, look, let's stick with Ruben Amorim and the players who failed us again and again? Ruben Amorim's win rate is shit, guys. It's shit. He is actually, factually, I believe, the worst manager in Man United history. How can we defend that? Have our standards dropped so low that we are now sat here and we're like, yeah, look, it's okay though. It's okay. We've got to give him more time. We've got to allow him. Yeah. Anyway, he's Nish, welcome to the channel, mate. Hope you're doing well. Ivan, welcome as well. Dave, welcome this morning. Hope you're doing well, guys. Nish says he's contracting himself on purpose now. He wants to get sacked. He said we can win any game. That implies we have the players to just to do that and to do just that. Then he says it's going to take millions. Look, I don't give a crap about the excuses people are coming out with about we've got players injured. Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute gaslighting, that is. Absolute lies. If you can sit there with a straight face and tell me that United didn't have enough talent on that pitch last night to win against Wolverhampton, a club that's been dismal. I mean, they've been awful. And yeah, they passed the ball better last night. But apart from that, you don't even look at that team, and it didn't even. None of the players strike fear in you. None of the players you look at and think, "Oh my God, do you know what? This is going to be a tricky game." I swear, other times a manager of Man United could put out a young C team and beat that Wolves team. That's how crap they are. And yet we've got international footballers playing last night for Man United, and they couldn't do the job on that team. No excuses. It's absolute bullshit. If anyone comes to you and says, "Oh, it's because we were missing Bruno Fernandes," what does that tell you about the club? What does that tell you about this team? If we're relying on one player in that midfield who's playing out of bloody position, he wants out but wants compensation. Yeah, he probably does. Hello, Travis. That's what I've been trying to tell people in other streams. Amrin clearly can't get the best out of the players, and since Ineos are reluctant to back him, it's better to part ways. It is, man. It's just flipping torturous right now, Dave. It's torturous. You're a match-going fan. I know you are. You go out to the matches. You're an away fan. You go out. You watch the away games. You're paying bloody good money to watch this shit. It's unacceptable, man. It's unacceptable. And I just feel like that there's fans out there who are armchair fans, right? They don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about actually what's going on at United. And they're like, yeah, look, do you know what? All right, yeah, give him more time. Give him more time to screw us up even further. Give the players more time. I just feel like there's people ready, sat, waiting. I don't know whether they're on the Ineos payroll or what. And I'm not just talking about fans here, actually. I'm talking about the press as well, who never call out the ownership, the structure behind the club and what's going wrong. They'll call out one person, maybe, a player if they've got an agenda against a player, or the manager, and that's it. But why isn't everyone discussing the bigger picture here? Why are United so light in their squad? What's gone wrong in recruitment? Why haven't they gone and bought more players when it's clearly obvious to even the most laid-back fan of Man United that we haven't got good enough squad? We haven't. And yeah, you're right. Look, Amrin, clearly they're not going to back him. You could either the board's not backing him, which we can see right now. Obviously, January is coming around the corner. We'll find out what happens there. Or the board just simply are working hand in hand with him, and they're saying, "Yeah, look, do you know what? We're happy with this. Let Tuchel in after the World Cup. Look, anything will do right now, right? Anything." Ivan says, "Amrin isn't going anywhere. I'm giving up on waiting on him out, and most fans are now happy with the current state. I don't even know what to say. This is who we are now. Just happy to be here." Ivan, that's exactly what I think right now. I really do. If you would ask me my opinion right now, I'd tell you it's wishful thinking that anything's going to change. Nothing is going to change. Nothing. And this is why, across the board, when you hear certain fan bases and certain fan channels coming out against Ruben Amorim, and they're like, "I'll get rid of Ruben Amorim," I think that's the most easiest and most obvious answer. That's why they go to that. Because they know they've got no control over getting rid of players, because we all know we can't wholesale get rid of the whole team because the whole team's shit, right? The whole team, most of the players are shit in that team. Obviously, exception of the young players, Haven, I'm talking about Lenny Euro, I'm talking about Senny Lemons, but most of them are shit. Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Ugarte, Zertsky, you name, all these players are not good enough. Leacher, I'd give him an exception as well. But most of the players are shit. So when you're looking at your team, you know you can't get rid of all those players. It's not a viable option to go and get rid of the entire team. Ineos aren't going to do that. No ownership's going to do that. And those fan channels and fans, they know they can't dictate that. They know they can't have that of a drastic of a change at United. And the same goes with the Glazers and Ineos. Every fan knows that despite them shouting on the top of their voice, they're not going to make any change to Ineos and the Glazers because these guys are parasites. They've clung on to United and they're sucking us dry. That's what they're doing. And they don't really give a shit what the fans think. And we all know this. We all accept this, that they don't actually care what the fans think. We could be there protesting every single game, yet there'll be no change. But there's one change that we can force. There's one thing that we can force to change and happen, and that is the manager. And that's why that's our go-to option. That's why you hear all the big fan channels, whatever it is, they'll go after Ruben Amorim because it's the easiest option. And I'm not saying he's not at fault. I really do think Ruben Amorim is at fault as well. He is part of this problem. He is causing the issues. He could quite easily say, "Look, I'll go back to a 4 at the back." It worked against Newcastle. And look, it's like a flip. You've got the magic ingredients. You've got the ingredients to know what works. It worked against Newcastle. Why then change it? Why change it, you bloody idiot? Why put Dogu in left wing back where he looks like a different bloody player? A shit player. He looks like an absolute shit player in that left wing back position. Why put him there? Why not leave him out in the right wing? What? The whole team, as soon as... Look, if you were watching along with me last night, you'll know what happened. Nish, I think you were there as well. And we just immediately, I looked up at the screen, I saw the warming up, and I said to you guys, I said, oh shit, I can see the warm up, and Shaw, Leacher, and Haven are warming up together. And I was like, oh no, we're playing 3 at the back again. And we were all set up thinking, no, it's going to be the same setup. Zertsky's going to drop in there, but everything else is going to stay the same. Zertsky's going to play the Mount role and we'll be fine. That's what we all thought. However, flipping Ruben Amorim and his flipping antics, he decided to pull one over everybody, right? And we were like, shit, no way are we playing 3 at the back. And I was still thinking, no, maybe he's just having us on. Maybe he's trying to fool Wolves into thinking that we're going to play 3 at the back. I think he did the same thing against Newcastle. I remember them warming up against Newcastle. I was watching it live, and I could see them warming up and stuff. And while watching the players come out, and I was like, right, they're playing 3 at the back again, because I could see the defenders warming up in the 3. But then they switched it up immediately in the game. Dogu was playing right wing. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy, right? But I thought, oh, maybe that's what they're doing again. But no, we went 3 at the back and we flip in, put in a performance like that. But what was Ruben Amorim expecting? What was he why was he expecting a different result? That's what I never get. I never get that. Jim, welcome to the show, mate. Hope you're doing well. I don't know whether you caught the show yesterday, Jim, but if you didn't, you saved yourself from some horror. You saved yourself for some horror football. I mean, absolutely. I'm lost for bloody words. I was so confident we're getting to get the 3 points against Wolves. I mean, that's one of those games that you think, right, okay, this is guaranteed. This is guaranteed. There's no point even stressing out about it. But again, only United could do this, though. Only United could go and give flipping Wolves the 3rd point of their season, right? Before that game, they'd only had 2 points in the entire season, guys. Kuna and Sesko are terrible, and Mbeumo Ahmad are only viable goal threat. Yeah, I mean, Kuna had an awful game yesterday. Sesko, the less we say, the better. I mean, Sesko is an embarrassment right now. I mean, yeah, it looks like we've just thrown all that money down the pan. Seriously, I've been very positive about Sesko. I've backed him up, and even yesterday before the game, I was like, "This is the game. This is Sesko's game. This is where Sesko gets all his goals. This is where we learn how good of a player he is." And he absolutely flopped it, big time. Big facts that that's why your focus should be on Ineos now. They should remember that we are a football club first and not a commercial club. Yeah, exactly. That's my point, man. My point is that we need to stop just for a moment and think, who's controlling the purse strings? Who's running the club? It's not Amrin himself. Let's be honest. Amrin is one of the guys who makes the decisions on the pitch, and yeah, we call him out for that. So when he's making all these stupid substitutions, we're like, what are you doing? And when he's setting up the team in the way he's doing, that's his fault. But we also know that we've got issues behind the scenes. You know, we need players, we need squad, and we need a decent squad. We haven't got that. Who's to blame? Well, the people behind the board. On the board. Ruben Amorim has hinted a number of times that, look, I've requested players, I want players, but they're not giving me players. They're not giving me players. I want a midfielder. They never got me a midfielder. That's what he's saying. Dave says the Jan to March fixtures are really looking tricky. If we can somehow get results, we can scam bag the top 5, and such fixtures can easily be in the bottom half of the table. I just don't trust him anymore. I can't trust the players. I can't trust the manager. I can't trust the players. You think that we've turned a corner. You think that we started playing better, and that's what they deliver. That's what they deliver. It's just ridiculous. How can you expect to trust these players after that performance last night? The Glazers haven't put a single penny in the asset stripping and all that. Yeah, absolutely, Niche. That's what they're there for. If anything, we are lucky to be 30 points. We were horrible. Yeah, look. We were horrible. We were horrible. And I'm looking at it the other way. Since last night, I've changed my thinking about United. Before last night, I was thinking, do you know what? We're unlucky. We've been unlucky in all these games that we've not won. But now it's the other way around. I'm thinking, actually, we've been lucky. Actually, we've been lucky with all these games that we actually have drawn when we could have quite easily lost. That's how I'm looking at it now. And we're lucky that we're even near the top 5 right now. I swear we are. It's masking over our performances. Our performances have been dreadful. And I think that's what the problem is. I think some fans look at the table and they look at it and think, oh, we're doing bloody brilliant. From 15th, we've jumped all the way to 6th or whatever, yeah? And, it's brilliant. We're doing brilliant because we've jumped that high. But I'm not judging my season on last season on the 15th. That, for me, was a write-off season. This season, no excuses. No excuses for Ineos, for Amrin, or the players. We could blame last season on Ten Hag and everything else and all the shit show that was going around there, but not anymore. And Dave says, thanks, Travis. My friends went to the game and were speechless afterwards. It was horrendous to watch. Yeah, man. Look, immediately I started getting texts just before the game ended from friends who were out there, and they were like, watching. Obviously, you feel for them because they're freezing their backsides off there. It was a flipping cold night last night. And they've gone and troubled all the way there. They've gone there, sat down, and that's what they've been served up, that football. I mean, you cannot excuse the players. You cannot. And the players walking off, clapping, thinking that they're going to get clapped back. You're having a laugh. You're having a bloody laugh. Not after that. Like Jim bloody says, they were bloody lethargic. Ridiculous. And I was shouting out when we were watching the game. I was like, run, you flipping idiots. Close them down. What are you doing? Why are you sitting back against bloody Wolves? In the first half, we had 6 or 7 defenders in one straight line defending against Wolves. Yes. I have no idea what Ruben Amorim instructed the players about, what he told them about. It was dreadful. Absolute joke, man. Absolute joke. Look, for me, it's clear. For me, it's absolutely clear. We need change. We need change. We need change, and we need it fast. If we don't get that change, we're gonna carry on sinking. We're gonna carry on sinking. But the problem I've got right now is that we've got a fan base who actually are happy with last night's performance. Shocking, isn't it? I'm still hearing from fans who are saying, Travis, it's all right though. It's not too bad. You know, we're still up there. We're still up there. What are you talking about? With them kind of performances, we're still up there. We're lucky that everyone else around us is having a shit time. But how long are they going to continue having this shit time? How long are we going to rely on other people, other results, other clubs failing to actually win? We're going to run out of time, surely. There's going to be a time where everyone starts winning, everyone clicks into gear, Liverpool, everyone, Chelsea, everyone, they start winning again. And what do you think is going to happen to us? I don't look, from what I can see, we're not improving. This is the best we're doing right now. Ivan says, I wish our fan base had balls to boycott games and hound the owners out, but we are so divided. There are people who actually rate Ineos and our current state. Jim is living the life. 100%, Ivan, I agree with you. That's the problem. We've got fans who sit there and glaze over Jim Ratcliffe. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, he's brilliant. He's a great owner. Look what he's done. Look at the structure that he's brought in. Look at everything that's happened. We're doing really well because he's come in and he's given us, Omar Barada, and he's given us Jason Wilcox. And yeah, that's been brilliant. We're doing well because of that. And I'm thinking, what are they on, man? What are these people on? What are they on? How can we accept this standard of football at this great club? At this great club, we're just absolutely completely blinded by what's going on. What's going on at United? Amrin is beefing with us fans with the formation and playing style. He wants to prove so many of us wrong instead of making United better. Spot on. Why is he bothered about us? Why is he bothered about fans? Why does he care about what the fans want and what the press wants? He should be dictating things with United, judging on what he's doing with them. It shouldn't be about, I'm proving I didn't change the formation because of the pressure from the press or the fans. I did it because I had to do this. What are you talking about, Ruben? Get your shit together, mate. You're the manager of Man United, not some shitty club where you can have it out with the fans and have it out with the press. You need to be doing things that work. And you clearly do not do that. You're clearly going back to formations and systems that don't work, but you're just doing it to prove everybody else wrong. That's what it is. And do you know what? I heard something the other day, and I thought that's spot on. I thought, I read something like, Ruben Amorim just went back to a back. We went to a back four against Newcastle because he knew that United were going to get beat, or he thought United were going to get beat in that formation, and then he could go back to the press and the fans and say, I told you so, look at us, in a back four we're a shitter team, and with a back three when we can play 5 defenders, we're a better team. And I'm sure he was thinking Newcastle are going to beat us 3-4-0, and then I can go back and make that as an excuse to never go back to playing a 4 in the back. But it completely went against the norm, and we actually went and did the job that most people thought we wouldn't be able to do against Newcastle. And that's why I think it makes no sense to me, absolutely no sense to me, why you would change a winning formula. It's like you've got the perfect formula and then you're like, nah, I don't like that. I'm going to change it back to what I was actually doing already. Dave says, I really hope and wants us to win against Leeds because a loss will bring about a meltdown in the fan base. I'm judging on last night's performance, yeah. I'm seriously doubting that, man. I'm seriously. I think it's an away game. I think it's at Elland Road. I can't see United winning, man. I can't. I hope we do. Because yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. We're going to have a complete and utter meltdown. You think I'm bad? You think I'm having a meltdown over what's going on? Trust me, there's people out there who are out gunning for Ruben Amorim. I've never been the one who's saying, "Oh, I want Ruben Amorim out." I'm not someone who calls for the sacking of managers and things like that. But I do call for the fans to wake up and demand better. I do. I am going to do that. I'm going to demand better because I look at the examples, like I said, of Real Madrid, of Barcelona, at Bayern Munich, the clubs that have consistently been at the top of world football for a long, long time. And if you look back at United, when they were great, when they were winning everything, what was the standard set? It was never to lose. Never to draw. It was unacceptable to lose and draw at United. I remember times when Fergie would come out after a draw and he'd be pissed and he'd say, "That's unacceptable. We're Man United. We can't allow that. We're not allowed to play like that." And he demanded the next game that we come out and we absolutely destroy the opposition, whoever it was, just to put a message out there that we will never accept defeat. Not like the way we have. Bullshit now. Now we won't be able to do that. We're not doing any shit like that. We don't come out saying, "Oh yeah, it's unacceptable." He doesn't. The manager doesn't say that. Ineos don't say that. The owners, the Glazers, don't say that. They're like, "Yeah, look, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We go again." And I feel like the fans have started doing the same thing. It's okay. It's okay. We go again. Go again with what? With bloody what? We're shit. Boring, lethargic football. Ridiculous. This can't carry on. It can't bloody carry on. This was worse than Grimsby. Yeah, man, I swear it was. With the Grimsby match, you could say, look, it was away, it was cold, it was early part of the season, things were still not gelling, we still didn't know what was going on. But for me, absolutely, this is unacceptable. We need to demand better standards at this club. The players know full well that they can get away with this shit, man. They know they can get away with putting in a performance like that, and no one really will push them. No one will demand more from them. And the same goes for the manager. We're getting played, man. We're getting played. We as a fan base are getting played. Jim says it's not Sesko's fault. He should be learning from an experienced striker, so I feel sorry for him. Yeah, we haven't got that. We haven't got that, man. We haven't got the players that we needed. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Make sure you hit the like before you leave. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be back later on tonight with another live stream going through this and checking out what the hell's gone on and everything else. But so I'll see you.